Okay, so let's say your mouse now double clicks all of a sudden, or it does not respond to some clicks. There are three ways you can fix it for sure and make your mouse click play brand new again. Let's get into it. Number one is the most simplest thing to do out of the three. It is to clean the mouse itself and blow out the dust inside. Most often than not is that your mouse has been with you for quite some time now and has accumulated some dust. A simple cleanup of blowing out the dust from the switch inside, which looks like this, can fix the problem. Well, if it persists, for number two is cleaning the switch with isopropyl alcohol or contact cleaner. Now, oxidation is something that a simple dusting cannot fix. And oxidation in mouse switches is especially common when your room is humid or your mouse has been subjected to water and moisture. A simple spray of contact cleaner, or in my case, 99% alcohol, IPA, spraying it onto the switch, then clicking it repeatedly, can remove the oxidation from the switch. Now, when the problem still persists at this point, after drying it of course, and assuming that your mouse mainboard is completely fine, the last resort is number 3, which is replacing your mouse's switch. You can order your specific mouse's switch from AliExpress or LCSC. Now, if you're from the US or UK, you can buy from Mouser and DGK. Typically, Omron switches are the most common in most gaming mice, as you can see from the model O. With a serial number of D2F. Now, Omron has different switches that has different suffixes after the dash. In which case, in this switch, it has a F suffix, which means a reduced actuation force from the normal version, which is about 0.74 versus the 1.47 newtons of the regular version. Now, of course, depending on your mouse or your preferences, you can also replace your mouse switches with, as you can see from the mouse itself, it has Huano switches. Huano switches are also pin compatible with Omron switches, and you can use them interchangeably. Now, it is purely on preference, whether you like the click of the Huanos or the Omron switches. It's up to you. But for most cases, I stick with Omron switches that is made in Japan, as you can see from the top. Now, when you first open up your mouse, you will see that there is also a version of the switch that is suffixed with this model number here, which is made in China and will be fine for most cases if this is what you can get. As you can see, it has a different labeling with 7N with a enclosed parenthesis of 20M, which just means 20 million key presses. But in my experience, this one's lasts a bit longer, a bit good while longer, because I've had my G700S and I've replaced it once with these Japan ones. Focus. Japan made switches and they have not tasted a replacement yet for the last 5 years that I got it. This mouse is already 7 to 8 years from 7 to 8 years that I have got it. The mouse switches on it, which is these, have already broken down after 3 years of use. So after 5 years, The mouse switches on this are these replacement ones that are from Japan, which has been, in my experience, is better. Now for the actual soldering, just use a temperature controlled iron like the TS100 like I got here, and set it to about, let's say, 350 degrees, and use a solder pump to remove the solder from the switches to remove the switch. Then when you plop in a new switch, remember that when you solder it in, let it cool down first after soldering one pin. Also use low temperature melting solder like 6040 leaded solder, as you don't want to stress the switch when you are soldering it onto the board, because it will really mess up the actuation force. If you, let's say, heat up the solder joint for more than 5 seconds, it will really screw with the actuation force of the switch. And after all that, I can assure you that your mouse will be now working like new again. Please leave a like if you like the video, and also share and subscribe to the channel. This is Jabin Electronics. Have a good one.